Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So I've got another junk journaling video for you, and this is a bit of a how to rectify a problem. So I spent the other weekend, because I like to work on my junk journals on the weekend because it's like my day off, and so I made this journal, and there's lots about it that I don't like. So I used some double thickness corrugated cardboard from a box for the cover, and I just think it's too thick. I used some packaging tape to do the joining together, and I think it's made, because it's thick cardboard, the gaps are too thick, and I just think it's too floppy. I don't like it, but it was an experiment, and now I know not to do it. And then when I sewed the signature in, I was too close to the bottom, and actually the bottom of the journal hung down. So as it was already sewn in, I sort of took my craft knife and sort of attempted to cut a bit of the bottom off, and it went ski whiff, and some of the pages aren't straight, and I just wasn't happy. Although it was for me, I still wasn't happy. I had to go through and glue back down all these pockets that were already in there. So do you know what? I'm just going to take it apart, and I just wanted to do it because I think some people strive for perfection, and do you know, just cut it. That's just a little bit of thread. It's just thread. I'm just going to take it off. It's not major issues. Yes, I won't be able to use it again, but it don't really matter, does it? Don't really matter. Just going to pull it out, get rid. I mean, I guess I could keep those things for bits, but I'm not going to. And that's a bit of a waste. I might keep that for a few days and think, can I do something with it? I mean, I guess that could be a writing board. So I could, I suppose that's a good idea, isn't it? Maybe I'll use a trimmer, because I am a little bit fanatical about things being in a straight line. I'm not actually sure it's even too thick to go down my trimmer, isn't it? Yeah, no, I can't use my trimmer. So sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a writing board with a journal. So if I just cut that down, trim it maybe so it's a bit better. Then when you're journaling, I even think it's too thick for that. No, I think I'm just going to bin them. Let's just bin them. Let's be reckless. The cardboard cost me out. The printables, that's like one sheet of printed paper. That really didn't cost me very much. I have a printing plan. A bit of packaging tape. Well, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. There, it's gone in the bin. So now that I've got this off, I can cut this down a bit better. I'm going to cut that straight, and it does mean that I'll have to re-stick my pockets again, but hey ho, that's just the way it goes. Just want to make sure that none of these tags that are in these pockets are anywhere near the bottom. Oh, it looks like that got slightly glued in anyway. I'm just going to take them out, actually. That's probably the best way, because it looks like when I stuck my glue up the bottom here, I stuck a little bit of that. Doesn't matter. A little bit of ink in. Sort that out. There, wouldn't know, would you? Wouldn't know at all. So let's make sure. So that's that pocket out. That one's nowhere near. That one's nowhere near. I'll just take them out. That is the easiest. I think that's all those pockets. Yeah, so I learnt a few things not to do by making this journal. So this journal, it is totally digital, well, and Stampin' Up! Stamps. And it's a Tracy Fox digital, and it's, I think it's quite an old one of hers. Attic paper. So she did a bit of a discount on old sets that she had, and I just loved it. I loved all the little elements in it, as well as the journal pages and everything. And that's the size of it. I reprinted it at half size, so I did everything 2 to a page to make a journal this size. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick little journal. So I want to straighten that edge, so I'm going to get my clips and clip it so it's all together, and then I'm going to slice them. So my bookbinding kit, there we go. So I want the edges to be straighter, and then we'll do a different cover. And then I've got a little bit of extra decorating to do on it, because these pockets need decorating. Right, so I'm going to use my glass mat. That is the easiest way. I bought myself a new ruler, so I've got a ruler where I can put my finger in there, and it doesn't move, it's got rubber ends. So I thought this would make doing this sort of thing a little bit easier. So I'm going to use the lines on my grid mat to keep it straight. So, are we straight on that side? Probably not. So those are straight on that side. So I haven't got a line that fits this, but I can see that I'm 90 degrees. So that should be about right. I'm going to get a knife, and I'm just gonna stroke backwards and forwards. Not going to do the whole stack in one go, just going along. Doing it gradually, and that's going to get you a better cut. And that, we should now have a really nice finish there, and we can take these off. And I do have a much better bottom there, and I printed both sides of this paper, so none of them are backed on. I'm going to move this again because you'll get glare. So I didn't do any backing on coffee paper. I wanted to try something that would be quick. So I just take a sponge dauber, any inking tool that you've got, and I just go along the edges, take some of that white away. So need a bit more ink on there. So it's just soft suede, one of my favourite colours for junk journaling, and I just go along there, and pretty soon that white edge is gone. There we go. So there are a few pockets that need resticking in here. So that's much better. They're all straight now. So that needs resticking, which is fine. But that needs resticking. So I've got a bit of Tombow in here. So I'm just going to go little bead along the edge there to stick that down. And then I'll need to do the same on the other side, I imagine. Yep. So I would have always, forever, been annoyed at, oh, and look, I didn't check on this. So now that's completely opened. But you know what? I'm just going to get another bag. It's not a problem, is it? Really not a problem. I'll just get another one of those bags. I'll use that for something else. So I've got another one of those bags. Slice the bottom off a bit. Fold it in half. Reinsert it. So some of these I was printing in my my printer was running out of ink, so I just decided, oh, it's only a little bit, I can just ink that. Adds a little bit of interest. Just need the edges inking on this. I've got a bit of a darker colour on that one. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. I think this is black actually. Everything comes out the attic black, doesn't it? So I can go back in there. Right, that one needs re-sticking. I actually put these on wrapped around, which in retrospect, if I'm going to do that, which I quite liked it, I'll do it after it's sewn in. Because trim the ends as well as the base, and I ended up having to restick that side as well. So a few things I learnt along the way of doing this. Does that need? No, they don't need resticking, so that's that. That one does. So these were the tops of, they were like receipts, and I just thought, oh, that's a nice pocket front. So the papers were lovely. Trying to create without digitals, and I do a lot of creating without digitals. My Edith Holden had none in, I don't think. But I liked these because they were like old documents, and they were quite plain, and so it left the ability to do your own embellishing, which is what I like. I like to do my own embellishing, which I've done on the tag. So I took one of the sheets and I shrunk down the ephemera and added Stampin' Up stamps, bit Stampin' Up trim there, a doily, and so made them my own. So I'm not going to put them back in yet, because I'm going to do the cover. So I just wanted to show you how it was easy to just throw caution to the wind and think, you know, I'm going to start again. So the holes are already in place in here to go through another cover. So let's get the cover sorted. So for the spine, I've got this chipboard. So this came in a 12 by 12 paper pack. So some of Stampin' Up paper packs come in this thicker stuff. So they're like specialty paper or foil paper. Tend to come in this chipboard. It's quite nice. It's not too heavy. I've already used it on something, so it's a half sheet. So this is 12 by 6. Now I think 6 inches is quite a nice height for this journal. Gives you a bit of space top and bottom, quite like that. The width of it, I think I'm gonna go to, because it's not quite 4 1/4, so I might go to 4 3/8 width on it. 4 1/2 would be too big, so I might go 4 3/8 to it. And I think I'm going to go for a 1/2 inch spine on it. I'm going to give it a spine. So I've got my big strong chomper, which I think will work on this. So I'm going to go to I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch actually first, and then that way I'm only wasting the end. So the easiest way to get 1/2 inch is, because as this is 12 inches, well, it's a little bit more than 12 inches actually. So I'm just going to cut it off at 12 inches. Yeah, that did cut nicely. So I'm going to go to 11 1/2 to get my 1/2 inch spine there. I think that'll be fine. So then we want 4 3/8. So I'm gonna just take my arm off now, because I don't need it. I'm gonna go to 4 3/8, which is there, and then the other one, 4 3/8. There. Got a little bit left, that'll do something else. So yeah, about the right size, and that's my spine. Don't think I've ever worked on a spine quite so little before, but I want to see how it fares. So yeah, quite like that. I used packing tape before, but I think I'm going to use the tape, my black tape. I wanted to do something that's quick. Keeping it in the bag to remind me where I bought it. So, and this will cover the entire, I'm actually thinking, because it's so small, I'm gonna cover the entire spine. Didn't do that very well. Not very centered. So center that a bit better. It's not giving me much of an overlap, is it? Right, scrub that's an idea. I will go half on and a half off, and then I might finish it off with a whole strip. So half on and a half off. Cut it. Place that on top of the spine. So it is in line. Fold this over. And then you get a bit of a gap, and that's what you need for the opening. Fold this down. And then we'll repeat on the other side. I'm just going to line it up, overlap slightly what's already down there. Put this one on top. Fold it round. Round to the back. And then we've got space again. There we go. I'm going to put a whole strip down there because I'm not going to put anything else on this spine. So we've got a single strip down the spine. Cover it up on the inside. Cut that off there. And then I like to take a ruler and go down those the creases. So we've got a nice little cover, and I'm going to put another little I'm going to put a bit of this on there because it's not quite. I should have done this in two bits anyway, but I didn't. So that's that nicely done, and that should fit our journal. Nicely, so it's going to be a nice little starter journal, really, if you're wanting to get into journaling. So now I'm going to edge it all with this tape. This is what I did with the packaging tape. So we get a nice finish around the edges. Just thinking of more little mistakes. It might have been better to do this before I put the final bit of that tape round, but I didn't. And so that's that. Cut the ends off. So I'm going to do exactly the same around all of the edges. So that is my cover, and then I'm just going to use some of these sheets to cover it, and that will cover it quite nicely, I think. So these sheets are from the kit, and I printed them 2 to a page. So these are the full sheets, and I've just printed them 2 to a page, and I've only got the less fancier ones left. I need 4, so I might go and print some more before I do any more. So I've printed these sheets. So I like this one. I think that's quite nice, look nice on the cover, and I quite like the printed music sheet. So I haven't double-sided printed these because they're going to get stuck down, so they didn't need it. So just need to chop these down. So I've got half a sheet of A4 marked there, so I'll let that be nicely in half, and then half that way. I think we use that one for the front. Yeah, see, that fits quite nicely. Quite like it being framed in the back as well. But I think I'm going to put the music on the back, and I'll have one of those on the inside. So these musics are different. They're not quite the same. Some of them have got little something printed on the bottom. So one for the back, one for the inside, one of those for the front, and one for the inside, I think. That's all we need, and then obviously I will decorate further. So I'm going to use, that's annoying me, just stay. Yeah, so I think I might do a little bit of just inking on that edge. I'm going to do black because of the black tape. and I'll do some more decorating afterwards. So I put this one on the inside cover. I'll probably add pockets. Haven't decided. So I think that with the writing will go on the inside back cover, and the one without on the back. There we go. So, gonna get my glue pad. There we go. Gotta use that front page. Nice use of expired catalogues. So I'm going to put a bit of glue stick all the way around the edging. So this is printed on 120 GSM navigation paper, which is what I tend to use when printing my printables. It's nice, smooth finish, quite a nice weight, and when you then back it onto sort of coffee dyed paper, gives it a nice thickness. This glue adds extra thickness to it as well. It's like it adds extra GSM. I'm going to get my silicone brush. I've just got to peel off yesterday's glue. There we go. And then we'll just spread this around so it goes up to the edges. And peel that off. Got a little bit of wigglage. Probably easier if I put that flat. There we go. Get my dry baby wipe. Go around the edges. And that's that done. I'll obviously embellish that a little bit more, but that's okay for now. So I'll get the rest of them stuck down in the same way. So that's the cover nicely done. So now I just need to sew this back in. Well, back in. I mean, it's never been in this cover, but you know what I mean. So what I've done is I've got a little bit of paper here, which is 6 inches. Well, it's just shy of 6 inches actually. So I'm going to use that for a template for the holes that I'm going to put in the cover, because I've already got the holes in here. Normally I do the holes all together, but as these have already got holes in them, so I'm just placing that so I've got equidistant top and bottom. Find the center, rearrange where that bag is. This bag hasn't got holes in because obviously I've replaced that. So just check in other random sheets that are in here that they are where the holes are. Yep. Some of the other sheets I put in are the same size. Yep, that's in the right place. Doilies there, that's okay. So let's find the centre. There we go. Pop that over. Like so. And then I'm just gonna do the holes so that they come through to our template. And I'm also making the holes then in that paper bag. Managed to move it. Well done, Jess. Where's my other poker tool? So let's have that coming out the hole I've made there. So that's holding it in the right place so that I can poke the bottom hole. If I can actually see it. It's there. There we go. Holes made. In that template, so now I can make the holes in this. So let's get my piercing mat. So I want to make sure I'm going down the centre, eyeballing that. Not very well. Grass is on. So, want it equidistant from the bottom and the top. Would have been easier if I'd cut this sheet properly, but I didn't. So I think I'm going to keep it on the side so I can see where the holes are, and then I'm just going to poke hole there, hole there, and hole there. And that should be nicely down the centre of the spine. Yep, it's doing it for me. So, going to get some wax thread. And I might go for this dark wax thread because I think that will look nice. On the outside of this. So 3 times the height, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for the pot, as we say when we're making tea. 1 for each cup and 1 for the pot. So there we go. Not that I make tea, and if I did, it's certainly in a pot, but I grew up in a family of tea drinkers, and that is how we made our tea. So I need my big needles now to do this. I don't know, lots of people look at sewing signatures in and they think, oh, it's really complicated. Actually, it's much simpler than doing spines. So that's why I like the sewing. Thread that through. Done that appallingly. Let's try the other end. There we go. So whichever way you start, if you start from the inside out, your knot's going to be on the inside. If you start from the outside in, your knot's going to be on the outside. In the other one, I think I did put my knot on the outside, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going on the inside of this one. So start in the middle, push the needle through the hole that's made, don't make a new one, leave your end, go through the hole in your cover. You can tighten up afterwards, then go top or bottom, makes no odds, go through. I'm going through the cover before I then go through the signatures. Find the centre again, there we go, and then push through the holes that's already made. Do not make new holes. Slightly harder to go outside in, especially when your glasses are steaming up. But right, that's gone through so far, but not through everything. There's my needle coming out. Not coming out the centre. That's where we're gone rogue. Right, through the hole in that bag. There we go. There we go. So there, pull quite tight, nice and tight. So we are going to pull them tighter afterwards. So now we can go back through the middle hole that we've made. We'll come back out through that. I'm going to tighten all these strings up afterwards, and now we're coming in through the top, in through the top hole, in through the top hole of our journal. I'm going to pull that all the way through before I do the journal one, because I just find it a bit easier. That's gone wayward somewhere again. You want to, I wonder if it's coming out where that bag is again. Yeah. Through there. Through that one. Through that one. Through that one. There we go. So it doesn't matter if you do it like that. Get there in the end. Right, so at this point, before we do the last bit, I'm going to pull up all my threads and make sure they're tight. And this time I'm making sure I'm not hanging low, which is what I was like in the original journal. So we're going to pull these nice and tight. could be a bit tighter. Go, and then this thread goes under this one. This one I want on the other side, so I want to make sure that because we're going to tie the knot now, so that original thread I want to be underneath this one, like so. Double check again, tight there, this could be tighter. So now we are going to tie a knot. So that's left over right, right over left. And then these could have dangles on, or you could tie it in a bow, whichever you want to do. Just going to do a bow for now. And that is how you fix the problem. So I think that's a much nicer journal than before. There's still a bit of decorating that I need to do, but now that fits in nicely. The bottoms of the pages are nice. All the pockets have been sorted out. New carrier bag, so let's stick in some things in these pockets. And so they're a little bit shorter, but that's okay. I quite like my tab sticking out the top. That needs a journaling card. So there are a few that need finishing off. Did I not put a tag in the back of this one? I didn't. You didn't tell me, did you? So I've got a few. I've got to do all the embellishing of these pockets, and I'll probably add some pockets on the front and the back, but there you go. That's how you can fix a problem. I might do a closure on that, but I'll do that in another video. But I just wanted to show how, if you have a disaster like I had, then it's easily rectified and no real harm done. So yeah, hope that make you a little bit braver and a little bit less sort of, you know, having a go at yourself for messing it up. It's not messed up, that's not wasted. I've now got a nice journal, which I'm going to finish off in another video. So all details, as ever, will be over on nigezza.co.uk, and I have used, in decorating these tags, some nice Stampin' Up stamps and ribbon and ink, so I'll link down below to those if you wish to purchase those. Okay, bye for now.